had to code, going to almost 2 decades of being this elite and high-performance athlete and transitioning into a serial fintech founder, what did it take and what didn't it take to be able to perform at the level, very level, that you were competing in sports to now being in financial technology?
So firstly, I look around this room and I've probably still got, I mean, what some of these people have forgotten in the fintech landscape, I probably need to learn very vastly over the next few years. So I think there's a massive willingness from the outset to remove pride. I think when you lose your sense of purpose and identity in that transition period, it's sort of understanding that you're not good at everything. And when you're in that position of being a 0.00058% number, becoming a Springbok rugby player, you potentially put yourself in a certain category of eliteness. And I think the humbling experience of going into a business, and a lot of you will laugh at this, so London was there in 2019 at the Rugby World Cup, and my university roommate had sort of started this collaboration about the Pay Me Now journey and the fintech company we were starting at, and it was him and 2 of his tech founders at his previous fintech, and he phoned me in Japan, and just after the Springboks won, like, he on phone, he goes, "You're never going to believe this, like, we've just done our MVP." And I'm like, "What, are you cutting me out of business?" He's like, no, we've just delivered our MVP. I'm like, "But dude, your MVP is sitting in Japan, what are you talking about?" Right? There's this dead silence and I then what do you mean? No, most valuable player, right? No.
They're not taking benchmarks, right?
MVP means something very, very different, right? And I think for me, it was an understanding of the skill set, and there are those 5 core things that I really believe any successful person needs to have. But I think an open mind of understanding that continual learning is something that each and everyone needs to go on. And trying to find a purpose post-rugby was very important. And this whole luck, I get asked quite a bit
to payments technology, because I think whenever we hear about innovation when it comes to sports, it's usually about the clothing or the individual, and when we hear about strategies, it's usually to the players or the teams, and that is how the win usually happens. So what has been your assessment in the technology essence of the 2 environments?
Like I said, I think if you blend, things change.
Yeah.
The user experience has become an incredibly important role, not only in sport, but in tech as well. And we're constantly striving for what is that ultimate user journey that keeps people engaged, that keeps people constantly active, but keeps people wanting to come back the whole time. And sport is in a very difficult place because e-game is up for all of us.
Absolutely, and I think as we talk to the technology and the innovation, but the people element and the customer centricity that really comes in,